namaste, and good evening. It's a beautiful, beautiful evening and also a wonderful day because we're here in conversation with someone that we've been waiting to be in conversation for very long, our very own music mentor and legend, A.R. Rahman. Sir, my name is Nirmika, and I'm so honored to be speaking with him on his birthday. Let's bring him on. Hello, sir. Happy birthday.
Thank you. How are you?
Very good, sir. It's such an honor. What a beautiful day. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Yeah. I've been
Just
flooded with a lot of love and wishes and so many kind, and I've been trying to answer as much as I could. But thank you everyone for those lovely birthday wishes and love. And I'm really moved.
right, sir. Sir, the hashtag Happy Birthday AR Rahman is trending on Twitter. There's been an outpouring of love everywhere, with flowers and, tokens of love being shared everywhere across the world. I'm very curious to know, much like everybody else, about what is the one thing, sir, that you're really grateful for today?
Where can I start? I'm grateful for many, many things. We've been tested for the past 2 years so much, personally and our neighbors, our loved ones, our co-friends, and um, I think health is the biggest asset for us now. I think we always have to take care of that, and my love and prayers for everyone, so that anyone who has the knowledge to lift someone out of trouble or pain, please do. God bless you.
Right. Thank you for that message, sir. Some bleak times ahead, but I think we're all staying positive, in spirits. A lot of questions have also poured in, sir, about the fact that you're in Dubai for the last few months and there's so much happening, right? The expo has been a great success. The Firdaus Orchestra, shows were splendid. What's keeping you busy right now? And do you ever even take a break? Is a question that everyone's asking.
Actually, it doesn't, and taking a break is important, but we all had a break for 2 years sitting at home, lockdown. So working is really, really energetic. It just lightens me up. And the idea of giving, the idea of composing, the idea of sharing my music. And so that, and we had a great show in Dubai. Those past 5, 6 months have been from summer to winter now. And it was when Dubai was really, really hot. From July to now January this year. There was a lot of uncertainty, but I think the expo pulled off very well. And amazed with how they organize things and how they set things right. And also doing my Tamil and Hindi movies simultaneously. And I give certain time of the day for my Indian work, and then this swamped with the work which I'm doing for writing scores with the orchestra, Firdaus Orchestra, and then also working with Shekhar Kapoor on this musical Why, which is going to premiere in another next 10 days, I think. Yeah.
Right. So more questions on why ever since, the teaser and the song came out. Tell us about why, and what was it, what was the creative sort of germ for this project, sir?
I think why started, like Shekhar says, it started 26 years back when he met me.
Oh.
And, so, his knowledge of the world, philosophy, experience, storytelling amazes me. So, and very few people understand who he is, who really is, what a gem he is, what an asset he is to India and the world. And so my association started with just looking at him create over a table with coffee, or just talk out when you were having a car ride. And it always fascinated me. And then we worked on certain things, but not this close ever. I think here, the whole thing started 2 years back when we both went to the rehearsal when it was still not complete, and then looked at it and said, it'll be fantastic to do something amazing here. And then we traveled to Boston and Mumbai, Chennai, London, where the discussions went to the next level. Then we got artists in motion, and they had this amazing team for HODs for every different department. There's the Nikos, who's the stage director, and so we have Dana Dajjani and Suhaila Kapoor writing lyrics for this. So it's a 45 minute, maybe 45 minutes, or it might go 55 minutes, who knows. Musical, I would say entertainment, enlightenment, or yeah, entertainment, yes, of course, with all this amazing visuals on the dome and a cast of over 120. Yeah.
Brilliant, sir. I mean, we were really waiting with bated breath. You've also mentioned in previous conversations, sir, that one must live an experience before start creating art. And our experiences, as a people in the past, say, 2 years have been so varied and so, I mean, fluctuating on so many levels. As a musician, what have been the deepest experiences that you've had that have impacted your art? So,
Yeah, I think nothing which what we have not learned, but when we experience it, and then okay, I knew this, but I'm experiencing it now. Like nothing is like the most people with money, people with no money, everybody suffered, lack of oxygen, people passed away. So it builds a whole the the volatile nature of life actually reinstates in your mind, and you just handle things better with more love and more care and more compassion.
right. Is there a no talisman? Is there something that you hold very close to your heart which gives you hope even in the darkest times? If there is such a thing, and a lot of people experience it via your music, sir, what is that one thing as a creator?
No, I think the human life, each one of us make ourselves to be in a role, or made by destiny, made by God to do a role, and everything is about giving. And the satisfaction comes when you finish a song and you you put it out there. The satisfaction comes when somebody cooks a meal and serves it. Satisfaction comes when a doctor actually gets up and this, you sacrifice the sleep and does the surgery. And so that itself is a lesson that nothing which you want to take is reliable, but what you give is more reliable to give you that chain of life and the internal happiness. And it's in a way kind of a cure for the void which is within us. Some people say depression, not the only medicine, it could be one of the medicine where when you start doing human service or creating art, paint, is when I think you feel satisfied. And yeah, so this musical has around, I think, 9 tracks now. It went from 5 to 9.
Wow.
And a lot of underscore. And then, of course, we are all very excited about Ponniyin Selvan, which is there are 2 movies, and both of them are quite interesting length. And so I've tried to compartmentalize my brain and timing so that I can work on everything. And right now in my garage, sitting here.
As a you're mentioning about compartmentalizing your brain into kind of doing so many things, and there's also there are diverse focuses and there's also singular focus. What would your advice be to people who are doing many things, many musical things? I think one school of thought talks about just staying very focused, being very incisive in what you want to do. The other school of thought might say, do what brings you joy. What is your approach to music making in so many different formats? So,
I think if you can manage your brain and you can manage time management, and you're strict about, and over time, I think your mind becomes more focused and say, oh no, I tell my wife keeps saying that you kind of oriented my brain so that whatever you do, I put up with your stuff. Like, when you have an idea and you have something coming and you have to just push that because the idea won't come back again, but a dinner can come back again, and or a meeting. And so it's important to lean on be flexible with things, and human beings are intelligent enough to understand sometimes, and you make up for it later. So even quality time, little quality time is better than uninterested, boring sitting and trying to work for the sake of work. So that is my thing. Even if I work a little for 1 hour, I should be without phones, without seeing messages popping up, without people coming, you know, barging in and distracting your mind. So I try to. That's one of the reasons why I work at night.
Right. So if you could go back in time and give advice to your younger self, what would that be? Would you do anything differently, maybe in your 20s?
No, I think, yeah, that's one thing which I taught myself is never be. The less you speak, the less you'll be embarrassed in future. Stupid things you speak, and then, oh, why did I say that? No. Good thing that I never spoke much when I was, till I could really meant something or experience something. I don't want to make up things and speak just with. Um, so now I speak more because of I was developing scripts and I had to explain to everyone, and as a team leader, a couple of movies and other stuff which we're developing. So if I don't speak, then they won't get the vision. Of course, it could be all on PPT, but nothing like telling someone and expressing it, looking at your eyes. So that helped me a lot to articulate my speech, my thoughts better. Yeah.
Right. Thank you, sir. We're glad that you're interacting with, your fans and lovers of your music across the world. So that really helps. Um, we're still, it's going to be a year since 99 songs, came out, and we still hear from people about how the movie and the music touched them in so many different ways. I'm curious to know how, making of that music, of the movie itself, the production has probably offered you insights that you're now applying to La Mask, or, it's given you knowledge about filmmaking that that was great knowledge for future projects, sir.
I think experience can never be bought. It has to be experience. You have to fall and get up. And so for me, 99 was that. Um, if we had just been little careless, I could have lost everything, you know. So we were so careful about, and every step was so baby steps. And our whole team is very proud of the movie and what we have achieved. And I know that it's slightly away from the what people see commercially in India, but when I play the teaser or play the movie to people, I'm really proud of it. And I want to thank my whole team, Vishwesh and Geo and Ideal and Karan Grover and the lyric writer Navneet, Ihan, LC, um, Varina. So um, I think more people should see it just to see, experience what has gone through it and what they can get out of it. And those who have seen it have been very, very kind in their comments and keep saying, when are you going to do the next movie and all this stuff. But I'm quite involved in the Y musical now, so that I finished that and think about all the next stuff.
Right. So do you now, or have you always felt a sense of an artistic responsibility towards everything that you do, as someone who has earned so many accolades, you looked up to, and what do you feel is your artistic responsibility in the art that you create?
Um, every song or every tune is actually an emotional response to something, and so it guides a person's mind to a place where they feel comfortable. Sometimes questioning what they're doing, or sometimes awaking their spirits. So everything comes from awareness. If there's no water on the table, a knowledgeable person will go, I'll get the water, you have the food. So
Mm.
music is also like that, words are also like that. And it's to nudge the human race towards something which is where there's a void for them to go into the right direction. And so we're all part of it. We learn from each other. I get inspired from some others' work or words or actions, and they might get, vice versa. And that's it. But it's not that it comes from somewhere. It just, yeah.
Right. And with a lot of your focus are also moving towards mentorship. Um, do you now feel that a sense of we have to actively, or musicians across the world have to actively sort of champion budding talent or put in place structures that help empower them? You're doing that with the BAFTA Breakthrough campaign. You're the ambassador for it, with Future Proof and with the other 99 Song Project. So many young budding singers, were spotlighted while the music was being released. What do you feel about empowering young talent in ways that we haven't seen before?
I think the more, as I told you before, the more you give, the more you get. And when you work with budding talent, you also know what that generation is actually um, going for, what their vibe is, what their consciousness is. And so there's a sense of giving and taking also. The giving is also experiences and telling them, like, you don't have to do this, just have to do this.
Hmm.
Uh, and sometimes, when I'm amazed by what they're listening to, what they read, and the enthusiasm of them when they listen to a track of mine, or when it's not inspiring for them. So it's like a reflection, it's like a mirror. So you give something, you take something. At the same time, the process is actually exciting. And so yeah.
Right. So I'm going to take a few questions from fans. We've picked it up from across social media. Heart Siddharth is asking, and this is a question from our YT Live. How do you handle failures and get back to rise and deliver?
I only think if it's a failure, if had failed to concentrate and do something perfectly and it releases. If I had done something with my consciousness to correctly, if it failed, then I leave it and move on. And because people come back and notice. And sometimes if I go back and say, oh my God, that's bad, or if I think it could have been done this way, and the reasons are very more deeper, because when you accept a project which doesn't demand great music, even if you try to do great music in it, it doesn't shine. And only when all these things come together, when it makes a big impact. So you can't have a mukabla or a chaya chaya in a movie which doesn't demand that. It'll be, trying too hard. And that's one of
Right.
the things I'm trying to avoid now while signing it. Is it focused on music? Because we're working so hard. If you don't care about the music, I don't need to be there. You know,
Right. Right, sir.
Take work from us. Let's do great work together. That's kind of it.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. A very specific questions coming about the process of composing Dil Se Re, not the album, just the song. Someone's asked, can you share any story that you remember, any anecdote while you were composing that song, sir?
So I don't actually. Sometimes I don't even see what movie it is, and I just go sit and write a motive, then try to sing on top, and it's all there. Those days there were mini discs, so when I ran out of tunes, I go back to that and say, "Why don't you listen to this?" So it's one of the songs like that. It had a little joke, kind of a tune in it, and I remember playing it to Mani sir, and even while writing, Gulzar Saab wrote "Meet Hire," and I was like, doesn't sound so sweet. And
Mm.
so I said, why can't we put the title in it? And he said, oh, yes, cool. We'll say it again. And yeah, that's how it happened.
How sweet. It is quite meaty. um, if you could have a meeting with one musician from history, so who would it be and why?
That meeting finished, both the meetings which I wanted. Michael Jackson, this was the Fairly Khan son. Maybe Peter Gabriel. Peter Gabriel
Okay.
because he encouraged and nurtured world music artists a lot. And I met Stevie Wonder also. Now I just met Mr. Cat Stevens. He just came in, Yusuf Islam.
Oh, oh my God.
We had lunch together. And yeah,
That is that is brilliant. We can't we can't wait for new updates on any potential collaboration, sir. That'll be brilliant. Or I would say that'd be wild. um, if you weren't a musician, sir, what would you be right now? I'm not even sure if that qualifies as a question. Would you ever be anything but a musician?
um, I don't even know. I
um,
know the answer because one becomes what he becomes due to destiny. Destiny in the sense meeting the right people, and then you're pushed into situations where you have to rise above everything. So, I mean, I want to wish everybody.
and we want to wish Amin a very happy birthday too.
Yeah, I mean, thank you so much.
Hello, hi, Amin.
Hi.
Everyone's wishing you a very happy birthday too. I'm definitely going to ask the question that I asked the first one. What are you most grateful for today, Amin?
Very grateful to have a dad like him.
Oh,
Want to take his blessings.
You're blessed always.
all the very best. I mean, we can't wait to hear, more music from you and more power to you. And thank you so much.
In the studio every day, more songs.
Oh,
That'd be
that's
good.
brilliant.
God bless. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amin. Um, Sir, there've been like a flurry of questions right now. Also, I think I'm getting so many updates on who you think is one of the most promising up and coming artists from India. Who has been your latest discovery? Are there any artists that you discovered during your time in Dubai, or any new music that you're digging right now that you would like to share with us?
I think the Firdaus Orchestra, you look at the orchestra where phenomenal musicians, female musicians from across the region are there. And we've not even scratched the surface yet because we just did 3 concerts now, in 3 to 4. And I'm writing some pieces for them. The first piece called Humanitas is still yet to be produced for the record version. There is a version of Moonlight Sonata arranged for them, which is getting released hopefully in the next couple of weeks. I think it's a world release. And I do discover people on Instagram. I discovered this girl called Shub Music, and she had a duet with Shakira. I think might have from TikTok. Very very sharp, and she is working with us on some lyrics. Yeah.
Brilliant, sir. I think it's a fitting. Sorry.
Abhilasha Sinha, and
Mhm.
Spotify. Then, oh my God, I keep forgetting. Our favorites, Pratibha Singh and Ronkini on classical music and Anjali Gaikwad. Um, amazing gems who I will look forward. Lydian, of course. Uh, Hope they all go to the next level and keep going deeper.
Brilliant. Thank you. I'm sure, sir, everyone's going to benefit from those blessings. I am personally very curious to know, so what are so many of your dreams have come true? आपके कितने सपने पूरे हुए हैं? और रोज होते रहते हैं, इतना प्यार मिलता है. But what are your biggest dreams right now, sir? and what are the things that you still want to achieve as an artist, as a creative person?
I think at this stage of my life, I want to, when I go to KM and I see the amazing musicians we grooming, nurturing, and they come out as world-class musicians, and I used to wonder where will they go after that? What is going to give them that food of, for the thirst of artistry? And this question is for the past 12 years. I mean, this is the question: which what are we doing for them? What are we doing for them? What platform are we building for them to shine and take over the world? And so right now, there are, I don't want to say what we're trying to do, but we're trying to do something which could culminate out of them and create a statement. And once something is solidified, the information will let people know about it.
Brilliant, sir. Really looking forward to that. Thank you so much for sharing these moments with us. और आपका जन्मदिन है, मेरे को बस 2-4 पंक्तियां मेरे जहन में है, आपको सुनाऊंगी कि बहुत अच्छा लगा कि आप आज यहाँ आए और 2-4 कीमती पल हमारे साथ बिताए। सुनिए, बहुत अच्छा लगा कि आप आज यहाँ आए और 2-4 कीमती पल हमारे साथ बिताए। इन 2-4 पलों में हमने 100 साल है कमाए। With all the knowledge, sir. इन 2-4 पलों में हमने 100 साल हैं कमाए, नए धागे यूं उलझाए, नए किस्से सुने सुनाए। सुनिए, बहुत अच्छा लगा कि आप आज यहाँ आए।
Wow.
Thank you.
Is that in Tamil also?
I remember reciting that to ma'am, and it was a beautiful moment back in Dubai, and I was reminded of that just now.
Any other questions?
Thank you. We've got a question from lots of them, sir. Your words for all the struggling artists during COVID. If there's something that you want to tell them, sir, so that they keep making the music that they feel inspired by, despite the struggles and despite the difficulties, what would you tell them?
Never lose hope. I think somebody is listening to you. Somebody is looking at your sincerity, and your time is going to come very soon. So, never lose hope. One day.
Beautiful. Thank you. Another very specific question, sir. Music Adda India has asked, if you would ever want to change the music arrangement of a specific song recently, which one would it be?
I was just thinking about it, actually, because the sound of songs have changed, the way they're rendering, the more lo-fi and trap and everything happening. Whether I should take some of my not old stuff, the classic stuff from 90 and 2000, and rearrange and put it out. And then I said, no, keep doing new stuff.
Great, sir. We've got lots of food questions, sir. Someone's asked you, what is your favorite kind of biryani? If there is any specific kind of biryani that you like.
That's a very obvious question. People know what I'm. So
people know that. Yeah, we'll leave it to them to figure that out. Wow. We've got a question related to gaming, sir. Game scores have been a big thing. Is there any collaboration, potential partnership that we can expect where you're going to be collaborating with a gaming platform or with any e-games?
BAFTA breakthrough, the Raji game got, 2 of them got mentorship on that, right? The lady and one of the guy, I think. So we spoke to them, and I saw the game. I think from India for the first time. There's a game with the character, and so I'm always intrigued by it. And I know that cinema and gaming are going to become one very soon. And volumetric capturing and Unreal Engine movies. all that stuff. So it's too early to say, but I think that's the future, I guess.
Right. Another question, sir, about what you do to unwind anytime that you feel exhausted. What do you do when you're not making music?
I watch movies.
Is there any movie that really like fascinated you recently, sir?
Recently, no, there's no time to watch the movie fully, unfortunately, because I've been working. And no, I think the last movie which I felt really satisfied watching was Black Panther,
Mm,
probably.
right. So how are you going to spend the rest of your day? Are you going to be in the studio? Is there some family time right now? People want to know what your birthday plans are.
San and me are here. San and I are here. Family is still in Chennai because post engagement, Khadijah's engagement, they all stayed. They're coming back later, I think. No plans, just go work, mix.
All right, so we're happy to take more questions, but I know that you've got you've got lots of stuff lined up. Uh, Thank you so much for this beautiful conversation. I think everyone's going to be so grateful that this surprise live took place and they can go back and look for all the answers that they've been meaning to ask, questions that they've been meaning to ask you. Thank you once again, sir. Have a great, blessed day and lots of love from all of us, from, I can say, from around the world, because that's how the vibe is today.
Thank you for all the beautiful wishes. Thank you for the love. Um, Media people, fans, friends, musicians. Um, I'm wishing you a very, very happy new year. And may all this difficulties in our lives end soon.
Right. Thank you, sir. Thanks.